knew how important this night was to me.
Of course she did. Probably just making herself gorgeous. Takes time.
So it's true. A woman's vanity knows no bounds.
Master Dandelion! Priscilla, she's...
What? Speak, man.
She's badly, been attacked. They took her to Vulmerius Hospital.
Attacked? She's hurt? Geralt, come with me, please.
Of course. Let's go.
It's like it's similar to the
Priscilla.
Jaskier in the Netflix show.
Is she gonna live?
I'd say that's certain. Her condition's critical but stable. Beg your pardon, but you are a relative?
Relative? No, a friend. A very close friend.
Dandelion, correct? She uttered the name in her few moments of lucidity. I am Joachim von Gratz, head of surgery. Until recently, a lecturer at Oxenfurt Academy.
Enough of the courtesies. What are her injuries, besides her eye?
A concussion, cranial swelling, incision into her larynx, and scalding inside the throat and esophagus. Clearly someone forced her to imbibe a caustic fluid.
So this was no ordinary attack, no robbery.
Clearly not. It was the act of a demented mind, and not its first.
How can you know that?
I've seen wounds like this. They're not the kind one would forget, don't you agree? In fact, just this week, a corpse turned up in the morgue with similar injuries. And no heart.
No heart? You mean that might have happened to Priscilla? Is someone looking into this?
This is Novigrad. Only the innocent burn here.
Geralt, I know I owe you 100 times over, but I need to ask you another favor. Find the bastard who did this. Find him and kill him.
Don't need any convincing. Come on, Dandelion. Let's think about what we can do.
I would suggest examining the previous victim's corpse. It has yet to be autopsied. Doing so could very well provide some clues. No need to look astonished, gentlemen. As a surgeon, I know the importance of preventive medicine. Rather than wait for this maniac to strike again, I'd prefer to excise him. Not unlike a tumor.
Think they'll let me into the morgue?
By the main entrance, certainly not. But you can also get inside through the sewers.
The sewers. Travel them often, Doctor?
As often as required for, the pursuit of preventive medicine.
Alternative treatments. Aggressive ones, I'm guessing. Interesting.
We can discuss this en route. Are you ready?
Ready and intrigued. I'll get whoever did this, Dandelion. Even if it's Hierarch Hemmelfart himself.
Thanks.
So the thing is, hi Phoenix, you can play The Witcher 3 without playing The Witcher 2, but obviously there's a big difference between the two. One was released in 2011 and one was in
medicine you
2015.
practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Think. Sewing up drowner victims can grow awfully tedious. Is it not better to nip the problem in the bud? Hear that?
Been hearing it for a while. Draw your weapon.
So Witcher 3 is definitely better, but you can play The Witcher 3 without playing The Witcher. It would still make sense. Hi Immersive. Yeah, I've seen your comments on my shorts. It means a lot. And finally, you're on my live stream.
Where to now? Up?
Yes, it's not far now.
Priscilla,
And
How's it look?
thanks a lot
Give it to me straight.
for
No
subscribing to my
sugarcoating.
channel
Her
and
wounds will heal.
contributing in the comment section. It means a
Her
lot.
voice that concerns me. Surely
So
you
Phoenix
understand
just
what
asked
terrible
me
blow
that
would be
if,
to a Trobritz. You'll have to strip her of
which
the
is
will
better,
to
Witcher
live.
2, Witcher 3.
Any
So I
remedy for
told
that?
him
I
that
fear only
you
your
can't
friend
compare the two
Dandelion can be of
because
help on
they
that
kind
count.
of are very different. I mean, they pretty much have the same game mechanics. Witcher 3 obviously has improved game mechanics, but still. If you want to play The Witcher 2 just because you can then play The Witcher 3, you don't need to do that. Just play The Witcher 3. But if you have the time and if you
Take the
want
ladder.
to do that, fine. Yeah, I do have a TikTok, but
This is the
it's,
place.
I don't know,
Come,
there's,
quicker we take care of this.
Why?
like I'm
Got
consistent
somewhere
on
to be?
it, but
Someone might disturb us. The coroner,
it's,
for example.
I don't know, I'm just
Or
doing my
Reverend
thing. I hope
Nathaniel
it
Custodian.
gets viral, my
Very well.
channel, just like
We seek the
YouTube
corpse
kinda
of
did.
the dwarven woodcarver.
so immersive. How does my stream look to you? Oh, never mind. Wrong place. Not him. Definitely not her. I think here it is. Yep.
Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of blood.
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys something very interesting. So now I'm gonna head to genitals, and there's this very interesting dialogue which is gonna take place. Just watch.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a connection?
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
Now I'm gonna ask him again.
His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I see. You clearly find gonads fascinating. I fear I don't share your passion. Let's focus on other parts of his anatomy, shall we?
Shit.
Let's look at his head. Hair smells like it's burnt. Like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else? That his eyes have been scooped out, for instance?
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
Look at his hands. These welts. Rope burns, right? He was tied up.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
Speaking from experience.
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor. Long story.
Some other time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring, but someone took it off him. See anything interesting on his legs?
His right foot. The ankle swollen, toenails broken. He clearly kicked something very hard. Right before he kicked the bucket.
Doesn't strike me as the right time for jokes.
Apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
And a different sense of humor. I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
Sure of one thing.
Okay, so
This was punishment.
I'm gonna tell you,
The witch
Immersive, let
hunters
this
don't engage in this kind
dialogue
of
come to an
torture.
end.
What sin could possibly merit it?
Only the murderer knows that. And it's the key to finding him. Or her. It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted. Drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
Okay, so as far as the Skelliger races are concerned, horse races, they're called the Heroes' Pursuits or something like that. And I think they're in Art Skellig, and you have to do a bunch of races there, and then there's a final races where in some other place. So I think it's in Art Skellig with a different name. It's not called races or something like in Velen or in Novigrad. It's called races, etc., etc. So it's called Heroes Pursuit something.
Woodcarver's body. Where was it found? It's important.
Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebirates was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us the body.
Hey Muff, what's up?
You should speak to him.
I'm glad you
Saw him
started
just
The
around
Witcher 3
corner
again.
near- Oh, greetings, your reverence.
Who are these
Muff, I'm
people?
gonna tell you something, wait.
I believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
You did, but they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body,
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
as your reverence wishes. Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another route.
Okay, so Muff, this is what I advise
Why'd you
people
cover
who...
for us?
I was covering my own arse. If Reverend Nathaniel had learned
Wait,
someone
wait.
had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble. But you didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang. So, should I learn anything new related to this case, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Okay, so Muff, I'm gonna advise you something, and everyone who's playing The Witcher 3 for the second time, third time, and so on, I always tell them one thing. Try a different route this time. Because there's certain people who are just so, I would say stubborn, or I don't know what's the right word. Like, for example, people who like Yen, in every playthrough they would choose Yen. I would say, why? Why not try something different? So, like, for example, this is my 5th playthrough. So in this playthrough, I'm gonna make sure that Ciri dies, so I get a new ending. I haven't experienced it because I've always gotten the endings in which she lived. So my point is, make different decisions in this playthrough so you experience something different. Like for example, in my previous playthrough of Hearts of Stone, I let what's his name? Olgierd. I let him die so I could experience something new. So you should do that.
Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on the subject.
Don't aim to press you.
Thank you. I've nothing to hide. It's just an old wound, unhealed as yet. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the hospital. I must return there. But I shall keep my fingers crossed.
And I'll keep my eye on you.
Is it me or every guard
never seen anyone
Every
swing a
Redanian
sword
guard
as
looks like
quick as
this
you
guy.
do.
Like every guard. Because I've seen people who say, "Oh, I always choose Yen." Bro, experience something new if you love the game so much. Everything is not set in stone just because it's in the books. This is a very interesting interaction with this corpse collector. I love it.
He was selling love talisman.
You, Eustace, the corpse collector?
Aye? How'd you know?
Fourth sense, I think it is. You bring Fabian Meyer's body to the morgue.
Oh, yeah, I remember. No eyes, no heart, one of them, right? No purse neither, as I recall.
You search Fabian's body?
Well, I cast an eye in his pockets, made sure nothing went to waste.
I call a spade a spade. You rob corpses.
And I call a prick a prick. It's none of your fucking concern. What, you a tax collector? Piss off, mutant.
Talk. What did you find on him?
As you wish. Triflings, baubles, glass-beaded ring, handful of coins, and a letter. Look, vellum, quality parchment.
Now I'm gonna give you another
I
advice.
wipe off the writing and sell it as new.
Although
That's
it might
human
be,
skin.
it might not be useful to
Priscilla.
to give it to
Next
someone
victim's
who's
name.
like doing the second
you'd
playthrough.
given this
Maybe
to the
you
right
were like
person,
further.
she
Maybe
might
it
not
was your
have been
third or
hurt.
fourth.
What the fuck do I care what happens to some Priscilla? We short of wenches in this town.
Okay. Muff. Do you remember that when we start the game, we are in Carnal and we have the dream, then we are in White Orchard. From White Orchard we go to Vizima, from Vizima we go to Velen. So in this playthrough from Velen, the moment I landed in Velen, I went directly to Novigrad. I skipped everything in Velen. And I just played the first quest of Novigrad. It's called Pyres of Novigrad. And then I straight away went to Skellige to experience something new. And then I did everything again. I went back to Velen, then I did the Novigrad quest. It was very interesting. It seemed different. So you should do that too. And yeah, immersive. I agree. Erendite is like the best. And obviously the Erendite that I'm using, I had it in my new game and then I carried it forward in my new game plus.
Boy, fucking hell! What was that for?
For everything.
In this playthrough, I'm gonna choose both. So I've heard you get a very interesting cutscene in Kaer Morhen with both Yennefer and Triss. So I'm gonna get that.
What happened here?
Monsters must have run them down. The swarms in the sea.
So immersive, you didn't tell me. How does my by the way, Muff and immersive, where do you, on which platform do you play this game? Console or PC? If you play on console, which console do you play it on?
Oh, I've had enough of it.
Anyone home?
Begun, or I'll set me hounds on you. Molly, Striga, come!
Relax. I'm here about Fabian Meyer, looking for his killer.
That's altogether different. Sit your stupid mutts, lie down. Come on. Come on,
So how does my stream look to you? Are you watching it on 1440p?
So who might you be?
The Stiff's brother. Gus is the name. We ran a workshop together. Meyer and Meyer.
What'll it be now? Just Meyer?
Name it. I'll be closing it down now. As soon as I find a buyer for this shack, I'll head on to Mahakam. Be near my family or what's left of it. So, what do you want to know? What can I tell you about Fabian?
Tell me what you know about the murder, in order, in detail.
It was like this. Had some work in Oxenford, and I was coming home. Saw a plume of smoke rising over the city. Thought to myself, blast it, gonna miss him burn another hag. But the smoke wasn't coming from Hierarch Square. It was coming from here. See the soot stains? That's where they burned our sculptures. Folk gathered round the blaze, and found Fabian here beside it. They'd already loaded him on the cart by the time I arrived.
Talk to your neighbors. They see anything suspicious beforehand? Hear anything?
Claim not to. But even if they had, they'd not have helped. In Novigrad, folk give bleeding orphans in the street a wide berth so as not to stain their poor lanes. What do they care about some dwarf?
Okay, so I'm like only streaming on 1440p, but I'm playing on 4K with everything maxed out and next gen and everything. Oh, the game is the next generation update. The only mod I have is on my face. I don't have any graphical mods. And yeah, I mean, you could slowly save up and upgrade. I recently even upgraded more. I got a new processor and everything. Although my previous processor was good enough, but I wanted to upgrade further. What else I was gonna say? Yep. Just have a look at the dogs in the background. They're like so huge.
Your brother have any enemies? Anyone dislike him? Threaten him, maybe?
'Twas Fabian who threatened this one last. Oh, you were a good dwarf, craftsman like no other. But you were an incorrigible whoremonger as well. Whenever we put a bit of coin aside, I'd say, let's buy some tools, quality timber. No, he grabbed the purse and head out whoring. Took to following one in particular. He'd say, "'Tis all your fault, dirty bitch, human dish rag," and other obscenities. Don't rightly know what that was about. Maybe he was in love with her.
Know where I can find her? This dish rag?
When do you get to sleep with Triss and Care, Mohan?
She died a few days back.
I
Quietly
remember
in
it.
her sleep. Her pont said a fever took her.
Fine, we've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of the dogs.
Okay, if you want to play on Death March, make sure you, like, for example, I'm gonna show you something here. Okay, so if you want to play on Death March, make sure that you have finished the games on at least Blood and Broken Bones, then go to Death March. Otherwise, if you have done Story and Sword before and then you want to go directly to Death March, it's going to be difficult. Unless you really love a challenge, then I mean, it's up to you.
Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones. Murderer dragged something heavy. Statues. Or a corpse. Mind if I go inside the workshop?
I've not even peeked inside since they found Fabian. But I'll open it for you if you want. Aye.
Oh, bro, go away.
Fine, we've talked enough.
Standing
Need
in the
to look
way.
around.
Be my guest.
More bloodstains, but not near enough to say he bled to death. Unless formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it. Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked.
Funny, he made statues of women with, I don't know, shapely bodies. Just saying.
Oi, Witcher! Coroner wants to see you. Been another victim. Told me to say the main door will be open for you. You're to come as soon as you can.
Let's talk to the coroner. Would I need to come back to this alley again? Because it's pretty much a dead end.
He's pretty boy. What do I gotta do? Fucking hey, Oz. Behave, Witcher.
Welcome, Master Witcher.
Geralt, right? I'm glad you're here. Held off on the autopsy till you arrived.
Nice of you, especially given you didn't seem pleased about my previous visit.
Because you came unannounced and in unfortunate company. I also had Reverend Nathaniel to contend with. Our spiritual caretaker has left the city on some important matter. And I know who you are, what drives you. I'm more than happy to aid your investigation.
How nice if you...
Let's start.
Gladly. The wounds conform to the killer's modus operandi.
I agree.
The victim was bound and forced to drink
Immersive
from our
Gen
blood.
X.
Next, the killer removed the eyes, placed burning coals in the sockets, then opened the rib cage and... What's this? A parchment. Made of human skin.
A message from the murderer. The name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
Do you know her?
Yes. Even went to her estate once with... Gotta find her, now.
So up.
Till next time, Master.
How should I know?
Another drifter in from Temeria.
Oh, I like her too. I love her sass.
I serve the eternal fire.
Ah, here crawls a witcher. Look!
What do you want?
Need to talk to Patricia Vegelbud.
You think any bum off the street can...
Her life's in danger. Let me in or have her blood on your hands.
If you thought this up, and I'll let you in, I'll throw my ass out the door.
Always thought a guard was supposed to protect his charge, not his ass.
So be it. I'll take you to Lady Vegelbud. Just no trickery. Understand?
Oh, Geralt, what a pleasant surprise.
Not pleasant at all. I gotta see your mother. Her life's in danger.
In danger? Come now, I saw Mother this morning. She seemed sad, true, but in perfect health.
No time to explain. Trust me, please.
I find this all very hard to believe, but you appear to be quite serious. Please, follow me.
A fire fit for Bellatane, except it's the wrong time of year.
I mentioned Mother seemed sad. Do you remember? In fact, she's in the midst of a crisis of faith. A rather serious one. We'd been to Novigrad. Mother had seen the pyres in Hierarch Square, uttered not a word on our way home. She had all the holy books, insignias, reliquaries gathered, taken outside and burnt. Then she locked herself in her room.
We need to hurry.
Hear that? Calm and quiet. All seems to be in order.
We should go in, just to be sure.
You're relentless, aren't you? Fine. But wait here, please. Mother's certainly not in the mood for guests.
Oh! He ran out the other door! Catch him!
Spread out! Murderer's still here!
Let's dance.
Halt! Or I'll put a bolt between your eyes!
Listen, you got the wrong guy.
Save your trickery, taking you to the heiress.
Well, killer's already escaped. Lead the way, hero.
We got him, Lady Ingrid. Wasn't easy, but...
Lower that crossbow before you hurt yourself. This man is innocent.
Forgive me. I saw him running. Thought it was the killer fleeing.
I was chasing him, and I'd have caught him if you hadn't gotten in my way.
Out of my sight, at once! Mother! Why did he do this to her? Why?
Murderer might have grown bored of prostitutes and beggars. Might have wanted to see how the upper classes die. Ingrid, I know this is a hard time for you, but usually the killer leaves a note on the body. A note indicating his next victim. May I?
Very well. But you should be on your own. I do not wish to see her in this state. I do not wish to remember her like that. And let her be the last victim. Please.
Careful, you scamp. This is Novigrad.
Have mercy on me! A witch! I made salves is all!
Oh!
Looking for something unusual?
Sweet Nettie, where is she?
Upstairs. But she's with a very important client. Do not disturb them.
You mean me to grab another lass to join us?
No, I was thinking it'd be us two and you.
Right. What with the state you two are in, you've got a fluffy...
Dye works.
Truth be told, King's exacting
What a
too much
bite,
tribute these
Wolfie.
days.
Won't find any better. Heard that 3 times already.
Got a snake's tongue as well.
Looking
for something unusual.
Oh, people.
Okay. For fun, let's do this. If you know what I mean.
Ah.
This life, sometimes it's a handful.
I was made for loving.
run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff with Nathaniel. Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword.
What are you?
A vampire. Higher, of course.
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture?
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. Fire down the throat.
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
Should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
There are other ways. Could have set up a soapbox in Hierarch Square, preached from it.
How funny. That's exactly what I did. But none listened. Instead they laughed, threw stones. Give a thought to my victims. A lecherous woodcarver who'd spend his last copper on whores. An old countess who defiled symbols of the faith. A Trebirates for whom nothing was sacred, nothing above ridicule. They did not deserve to live. But their deaths could be a lesson to others. Awaken them, scare them onto the correct path, the path to the fire, to cleansing, to salvation. For you, I'm afraid it's too late. You are a man of little faith. I sense this.
But I'm pretty good with a sword.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna answer this immersive in a very... So now I have black blood consumed and I've got... And let's see... Is it hurting him? It should, like... Okay, so I'm sure he's gonna die without me even like fighting him now. See? He's dead. Because I had black blood. Okay, now I'm gonna answer your question. You asked me that is he gonna become like Deathlaf? And no. The thing is, this is the base game, right? And this is way before they even thought about, let's not say thought about, before they released Blood and Wine, maybe like a couple of years before. So till the base game, their definition of a higher vampire was someone who looked like a human, who talked like a human, someone who was sentient, right? They could feel and everything, not a monster like a drowner or a grave hag, etc., like a proper sentient monster who could speak, talk, and you know. And then, of course, they're a monster. But the definition of a higher vampire changed when they released Blood and Wine. Now, according to CDPR, a higher vampire is someone who doesn't die. Like, I just killed a higher vampire, apparently, but in Blood and Wine, you can't kill a higher vampire. A higher vampire can kill another higher vampire. Feel me?
Got a snake's tongue as well.
So, no. Technically, the guy we just killed, he's not a higher vampire, because at that time, at that moment, CDPR had not actually defined what a higher vampire was.
Got a piece like a racehorse. Ooh, sick. Like, hey, pretty boy. Cyprian Wine has disappeared. By killing? Or we done a runner?
I hope I didn't confuse you, but I hope it makes sense.
By order of the hierarch,
Till the base game, a higher vampire was just a monster who could talk. But when they released Blood and Wine, the definition got changed. It's just not a monster who could walk and talk. They're even more superior now. They can't just be killed right away, as you witness in Blood and Wine.
Finally, someone took pity. Thank you, Richard.
Armed ruffians in town.
I believe that they should have used a different word for vampires, like can't be bothered, honestly.
What do you think? Now who started this war? Newton, of course. They's the one.
Yeah, he's not a higher vampire either. That vampire who drinks the blood of drunk people, he's definitely not a higher vampire, not even in the base game.
How's
better?
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Yeah. The
Witcher's
Way.
Way.
Thank you, Geralt. For me and Priscilla.
Did my part. Your turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the Dryads of Broccolon could.
She's talking again. Nice surprise.
That's
Isn't
a book
it?
reference, you know.
Professor Von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calinetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
So guys,